Alright, hello everybody, Conman here. It is A to Z time. We're going to check out Blaze as he's rolling around here on the Poverty Pony. Blaze is the newest hero to enter the Nexus. He is obviously a fire bat from StarCraft universe, and he's a tank. He's kind of a cross between full-on main tank and kind of just badass bruiser. He's got a lot of health. I think he can be the main tank role in the right situation. So before we get started, I think this might be the last A to Z that I do in this particular format. There have been the 2018 gameplay updates, and since the last time I went through all the heroes, there's been a ton of reworks and changes and whatnot, so I might decide to go through everything again, just not quite in as much depth as I did the first time, but we'll see how it goes. At any rate, let me get started here. You can tell me what you think about that stuff at the end of this. So first off, Blaze, as I said, he is a tank. He mounts up, normal speed, nothing special there. You notice he's got a crap ton of health. Absolute boatload of friggin' health. I think he's just at level 20, he's a little bit more beefy health-wise than Muradin. The only two heroes I think that beat him right now at level 20 without buffs would be Stitches and then Cho'Gall, and Cho'Gall obviously is a special case. So, 1 attack per second. You can't see it here, but this is his auto attack. He kind of just takes turns going left and right with each fist with his fire. This actually is an AoE attack. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it does attack in a cone. So if I go up here and fight these minions, you see it's doing damage to all these all at once. So, you don't have the best wave clear in the world with this, but it does give you a little bit of AoE action with the auto attack. So let's get into his abilities. First is Q, let me toggle cooldowns, whoops, toggle cooldowns, is Flame Stream. You shoot out two kind of balls of fire, one on the left hand, one on the right hand. Each one does a bunch of damage. One thing to note, each one of these two will hit a target. I changed up from quick cast to on release. Each one of these will hit a target. So you notice here, that's 182. That's 182. If I can nail both of them, then you get the combined amount. So you can hit enemies with each side of the flame stream. It's not one or the other. It could be both if you aim it quite right. Second ability is Oil Spill. You throw down some oil right here. It's got 2 charges. Important to mention, Flame Stream is on a 4-second cooldown, so it's pretty fast. Oil Spill is on a 12-second cooldown. It's got 2 charges. So it looks something like this. While the oil's on the ground, it will slow enemy heroes. So this hero right now would be slowed. And not only slows, it will slow minions as well. If I go up here and play at the minions and throw the oil in there, you can't really tell because they're not moving, but they are slow. What you can do with the oil is use your flame stream to light all that fun stuff on fire. So as you might imagine, what it does, any enemy caught in the fire is going to take continuous ticking damage. It's basically a damage over time. Something else that's important to note, let me go take some damage here by the boss, go smack me around for a bit, will you? I can throw the oil down and light it on fire, and if I stand in the fire that I've ignited, I will heal from that. And it's actually a pretty significant amount, as you can see, like right here, I'm healing up pretty quickly. This is going to give Blaze a bit of self-sustain. Lastly, his E is Jet Propulsion. Looks something like this. It is a charge. You're not unstoppable. If you hit a hero, you will stun that hero and any hero in a short radius around it. You got to be careful about this. You're going to run into the same stuff. If you've ever seen Cassia try to lunge at people and get stuck behind terrain and go all kinds of crazy ways, you will be subject to that. You are not unstoppable. It is very, very possible for an enemy to kind of stun you out of that. I've accidentally, jet propulsion and charged into, like, say, a mosh pit or some stun that I didn't want to be in. So you got to be careful where you're going. You can cast it to get away. It does have a short wind-up time. So this gives you a bit of peel, it gives you a bit of engage, kind of initiation with your team. Lastly is Pyromania, that's his trait. You get a 90-second cooldown on that. So what it does, you gain 25 armor for yourself when you click on it, and anyone next to you is going to go on fire. You see, they take continuous ticking damage, and this is... I think I have to aggro them first. There we go. Yeah, once I aggro them, there it goes. So it's not just heroes, it is minions, it's mercs, whatever, whoever's next to you, they're going to take damage. Something that is important to note, if I fire this off, is that your flame stream, as you can see here, is going to reduce the cooldown of this. So each time you hit a hero, only heroes with flame stream, your cooldown is going to get reduced. See, that's 5 seconds. I only hit him with one stream. If I turn around here, if I hit him with both streams, you see that's a 10-second cooldown reduction. So if you're hitting heroes with your Q, you're going to be able to keep the cooldown on this pretty short. So it's something to keep that in mind. We'll go through right here. He's got 2 ults. First ult, I think, is going to be the most popular one here. It's Combustion. So what Combustion does, you channel for almost 3 seconds, for 2.6 seconds, which kind of seems like a random time. You get slowed while doing it. It slows you to 60%. When it goes off, enemies within the range, they're going to be slowed and they're going to take damage. It looks something like this. And boom. You see they're going to take a whole bunch of damage. This guy would have been slowed. Talk about cooldowns again. You can fire this off prematurely. Like I can hit R again to fire it off early. The length of the channel will determine how long enemies are affected. Something to keep in mind, this is a channel. It's entirely possible to get silenced or to get stunned out of it. If you do get silenced or stunned, the effect will fire and will go off, and that will be up to, if I fire this off and instantly get stunned, it'll just be ticking for a few moments rather than the full duration. So that is Combustion. So, it behooves you to be in the middle of somebody, or be in the middle of a group of people and then fire this off. Not only does it slow the enemy team down, and I think that's the big point here, but it does a bunch of ticking damage to boot.
Choose a talent.
The second one is more defensive. This is Bunker Drop. 40-second cooldown. Whoops. 40-second cooldown on this. Basically, you pop into a bunker. It allows you to throw down a stream of flame. Bunker's got a relatively small amount of health. It blows up pretty quickly. The catch is, once you exit the bunker, you're going to get armor. This is going to, keep you alive. I'll show you what it looks like. Looks something like this. Throw this down. I can throw down some fire. I forgot what the cooldown actually is. Cooldown is pretty quick. Lasts for 10 seconds or so, and then I pop back out. You see I've got armor. Now, what's important to note about the bunker, a couple of things here when using this. One, your team can hop into this. So any teammate that hops into the bunker is going to be allowed to use that flame stream. So you can kind of use this for area of denial. If 1 or 2 people hop into the bunker, enemies aren't going to be able to do damage to them. They might want to back off and avoid the flame. It will get rid of debuffs. If you've got a dot on you or something like that, you can hop into the bunker as either yourself as Blaze or as just an allied teammate. You can hop into the bunker. It's going to remove that debuff when you're in there. So when you pop back out, you'll be fine. It won't restore your health, but at least it will get rid of the dot from you. So you'll have the armor. You can actually pop in and out. Like I can hit R to pop in. I can go back in. You see I can pop in there multiple times. Each time I pop in and out, I've got a full 2 seconds of armor. So I can kind of pop out, throw some stuff down, pop back in. So something else to keep in mind when you're using this or when you're playing with somebody who's picked this as their alt. I think the last thing to note is you cannot capture points with this. If there's a capture point, whether it be a merc camp or an objective or anything along those lines, it's not gonna trigger. So somebody has to stay outside of the bunker in order to actually capture the point. That's not going to do the trick. So don't think you're going to pull a fast one by dropping into the bunker and being able to capture stuff while inside it. There's no harm if the bunker explodes while you're in it. You don't take any damage. You don't get stunned. You'll just pop right out and you'll get the armor. And kind of there you go. So those are the 2 ults. I think bunker can be really strong in the right situation. Combustion will probably be the more picked alt. Is probably more what you'll see overall. So Blaze, I think Blaze can be a main tank in the right situations. I think he'll be really good. I think what he'll shine as will be an initiator. I think you're gonna see teams pick Blaze with a lot of dive comp. He's got a lot of health. And he's got a lot of ways to mitigate damage and to slow the enemy team down. So I don't think it'll be too uncommon to see Blaze kind of like jetpack in, hopefully get a stun, throw down some stuff, basically be disruptive while the rest of his team kind of goes in and does a whole lot of damage while he draws fire for himself.
Choose a talent.
So his main source of peel is going to be the jet propulsion, but he does get the slow from the oil spill. So you can throw the oil down, and as long as you don't set it on fire, and I'm not sure if I mentioned that before, so the slow, without a talent, the slow only takes effect when it's not on fire. Once you set it on fire, the slow effect goes away, and then it just becomes a regular stationary dot. But so you'll have, basically you'll be able to body block people to kind of get in people's way, slow them down. You can use jet propulsion to get in their way. You can kind of use pyromania to do a bunch of damage and area of denial kind of stuff. So yeah, that's probably most likely where you'll see Blaze, kind of like a dive comp initiator. He doesn't have the pure CC that maybe say an ETC does or something like that, or even a Diablo, but he can be very difficult to kill, and he can make life kind of a pain for the enemy. He'll have some trouble with high mobility targets. He's going to have, he doesn't do a whole lot of damage with his auto attacks. That's going to be a pain to nail. High mobility enemies are going to be able to basically jump out of the way of the oil slick, so that's not going to affect them too much. Stuff like that. So that's something you're going to have to watch out for. Obviously, he's got a crap ton of health. So anyone with Giant Killer, anyone with percentage damage, Malthael, probably good against him. Well, when he first launched, I was playing a bunch of Tychus just to counter Blaze because Tychus absolutely shreds this. Stuff like that is something that you're going to want to keep aware of when you're picking Blaze as well. So let's take a quick go through of the talents. We'll see what he's got. So his level 1 talent, he's either got a quest talent here, which is New Habits. Collect 15 regen globes. What it does is you get unstoppable for 2 seconds whenever you fire off your trait. So that could be pretty good. 15 globes is not too long to pick up. Also, each globe you pick up is going to reduce the cooldown of your trait by 5 seconds as well, so that's pretty nifty. Otherwise, you've got one of 3 activated abilities. Adrenaline Stim Pack, Endurance Stim Pack, or Neural Stim Pack. So essentially, these are just stims. This increases your attack speed. This is going to activate and give you a shield. Neural Stim Pack is like a mini nano boost. You'll gain a little bit of mana. Your cooldowns will recharge. I find Blaze, especially in the early game, if you're firing off all of your abilities on cooldown, can be pretty mana intensive. So I've been taking the Neural Stim Pack. That's kind of been my go-to. Adrenaline Stim Pack can be pretty good. There is a solid kind of auto attack-ish build that you can go with Blaze, which lets you kind of do jungles and pick up merc camps and clear waves. This definitely has potential against a lot of CC heavy teams. So there are a couple of ways to go with that. Just for the sake of argument, we're going to take Neural Stim Pack. At level 4, Feeding the Flame, each enemy hero hit by Flame Stream is going to reduce the cooldown of Oil Spill. Again, this is, you can hit both, the one or the other or both, so something to think about. Adhesive Petroleum, enemies standing in the oil spill when is ignited are slowed for 2.5 seconds. So by default, the slow is 40. So what this does is this actually adds a slow to the fire. So I pick this, you can see, okay, the hero is slowed, now he's on fire, now he's still slowed. So it's less of a slow than it was before, 40 versus 30%, but it's still a slow, which is kind of good for you if that's the kind of thing that you want to do. Oil Dispersal will increase the area of the slow and the slow amount. And then Meltdown, hitting enemy with Pyromania reduces the damage dealt by 5% for 2.5 seconds, up to 30%. So you can drop your trait into a bunch of enemies, and you could effectively, reduce the enemy damage across the board, as long as they're standing next to you, of course, by 30% for 2.5 seconds. This is a really big deal. I've been either going, when I'm playing around with him, I've either been going Meltdown or I've been going Adhesive Petroleum. At level 7, we've got Crossfire. This is a trait where, a talent where if you hit both sides of the flame strike, you get bonus damage. As you can see, it fires off into the middle. Alternatively, you got a quest talent here, Grill and Kill. Damage enemy heroes who are ignited by oil spill. If you do that 60 times, the duration is increased by 2 seconds and the damage by 25. The damage is kind of negligible. Really what you're looking for, at least what I'm looking for with this, is to increase the duration. So the duration stays on the board a little bit longer, not only for the damage, it helps you with the healing, because the longer the fire's there, the more that you heal. And if you took Adhesive Petroleum at level 4, it's going to slow enemies down as long as they're there. It's going to be on the ground a little bit longer. If you want to go kind of an auto-attack-ish kind of build that I mentioned before, Incinerator Gauntlets will be the way to go. Increase your basic attack area by 15%, so the AoE cone kind of gets a little bit of an increase. And your basic attack damages to minions, mercs, monsters will increase by 50%. Additionally, your basic attack splashes will ignite oil spill. So by default, your basic attack doesn't light this up, but if you take Incinerator Gauntlets, that will. Now that's something to keep in mind, because sometimes you don't want to light this up. Maybe you want to keep it there just for the slow. So that's a trade-off you're going to want to consider when possibly choosing Incinerator Gauntlets.
Choose a talent.
Level 13, this is really kind of how to reduce enemy damage. That's like what this talent is for here, this tier. So you got Suppressive Fire. Each stream of Flame Stream, all the words, reduces spell power by heroes 15% for 4 seconds up to 30. So you got a lot of spell damage, you hit them with Flame Stream, and it reduces their spell power. Conversely, Nanomachine Coating, enemies standing in oil spills have their attack speed reduced by 40%. So got a lot of auto attack heroes. This is the way to go. You can do something like this. Imagine a Gray Mane standing in this. He's going to be super slow. Otherwise, you've got Fuel Leak. Jet Propulsion creates oil spills along the path. If you hit a hero, there's an oil spill underneath. So it's going to look, I'm going to toggle cooldown, it's going to look something like that. You see it leaves oil that I can light up. If I hit the hero, boom, that's going to leave oil. Here's something also else to note that I didn't mention. If you throw oil down and it's on fire, and you throw another oil down next to it, it will light up. You don't have to then light it up yourself. It'll kind of just chain right off that. So you hit that. Let it go, you throw that down, and that's one big chain straight away. So something else to keep in mind when you're playing with Blaze. At 16, a couple of defensive talents here. Thermal Protection. Each enemy hit by jet propulsion, you'll get 10 armor for 3 seconds, and it's going to reduce their cooldown. Could be interesting if you're able to land a lot of these. This will help with your engages. It'll allow you to cast it more often if you can hit it on a regular basis. Heat Treatment. You'll heal for 75% of the damage dealt by Pyromania. Now, by default, not a whole lot of damage, but imagine, let's see here, what do we got here? So we've got, this is level 20 here, so this is 700 damage at level 20. So you'll be able to heal for that straight away. Now imagine there's 3 enemies here rather than just 1 enemy, you know, so you could potentially heal quite a bunch off this. And if you get your trade up quite often, you kind of see where that synergizes together. Lastly, we have an activated ability, Juggernaut Plating. Activate to gain 50 spell armor for 3 seconds. Boom, you'll see the spell armor there. Upon expiration, you'll gain a shield equal to 100% of the spell damage reduced. So if you're fighting, you know, enemy comp that's got lots and lots of ability damage, Juggernaut Plating might be something that you consider. So not only does it reduce the damage that you take straight away, but you get a shield on top of that once it's done to boot. Lastly, at level 20, Fortified Bunker. Occupants can cast oil spill from the bunker drop every 6 seconds. Before you could only cast the Flame Strike, the Flame Stream rather. Now you'll be able to cast oil spill on top of it. Additionally, the bunker drop's armor bonus is increased by a second. So instead of 2 seconds, it will be 3 seconds. I normally don't take, if I go bunker, I normally go in Burn Notice, and we'll get to it. If you go combustion, Flash Fire is really good. While channeling combustion, Blaze's movement speed no longer reduced, and it slows his enemies. So if you'll notice, I actually don't have it here, but previously for combustion, let's go back here, for combustion, you're slowed by 60%. If at this level 20 bonus, if you take this, your movement speed is the same, and it slows everyone around you on top of the slow that they're going to get once the thing fires off. So there's 60% while you're channeling, then it explodes, and it's continued 60%. So that's, you know, good to keep enemies all in your grasp. Makes it easier to land combustion. And then lastly, Burn Notice. Basic attacks will slow enemies by 5%, and it will deal additional damage stacking. So you'll see it's going to go look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can see it's got the ticking damage going off. There we go. This is just extra damage across the board. I don't know, does this only apply to heroes or not? Let's see if it applies to mercs too. Oh, that looks like it does. There you go. I wasn't sure if it applied to minions and mercs. Looks like it does. So there you go. So that, especially if you're going to take that auto attack style build, Burn Notice is going to be one you definitely want to go to. That's going to be a big power spike over at level 20. So that's Blaze kind of in a nutshell. Definitely could be a main tank. You know, could just be kind of bruisery, in your way, kind of just get out of here. Be very disruptive style of play. I find he's mana heavy early game, so you want to, you know, kind of toggle your cooldowns. See when you want to do it. Let's get into a game here. We'll show you what it's all about. Hopefully we can have a good game. Also, I love this background. That's actually pretty badass since the new patch. Here we go. Hopefully we get into a game not too fast. His skins, he does have a cool Fell Reaver skin. Unfortunately, it is in a bundle only. Let's see what we've got here. We've got a bunch of squishies and Blaze, so this should be fun. Alright. I love Quickmatch. Here we go. So, the good guys, we've got myself as Blaze, we've got Sylvanas, so that's not a bad map for her. Li Ming, Jaina, also a good map for her. And then Karazim, so these you gotta watch out for these three here, are pretty squishy. On the enemy side, we have an Abathur, we have a Hanzo, a Varian, Probius, and a Lily. So this could be tough. Lily's got some blinds, but we don't have a whole lot of auto attack damage, so I'm not terribly concerned about that. Probius Abathur can give us some trouble. We do have good wave clear. Sylvanas can clear waves. I can help out a little bit. Jaina certainly has got some wave clear. Really, I think our main concern is going to be just taking out Hanzo. He's going to be doing all of the damage. You're going to want to stay away from Probius, and then Abathur. I'm going to assume Varian is going to go Taunt. However, this is Quickmatch, so who the hell knows? He might go Colossus Smash. We do have lots of squishies, so I'm going to have to make sure I see what he's doing and keep my team alive for that and try to, keep them under control, keeping the peel going on. Hopefully Karazim goes heals. We'll see how it goes. Should be fun. I'm gonna go Neural Stim Pack at level 1. I thought about going auto attacky build, but I don't like that with the Lily. I'm not a huge fan with the Lily. The Unstoppable could be useful against Varian, but otherwise they really don't have a whole lot of CC. Maybe Probius is Void stuff. That could be a pain, but not too much like super duper hard CC. So I'm not too concerned about the Unstoppable. So I do go with the Neural Stim Pack. Basically, let me cast stuff more often. Really, the mana will be helpful. It looks like Sylvanas is going to go top. That's fine. So we're going to be 4 mid to start with. So we do want to be careful not to over engage here in mid with Sylvanas up top. The enemy isn't showing, so maybe they know what's up. I'm going to have to assume Probius is going to go top or bottom. There's Varian. There we go. Everyone's showing top. So I'm going to head up there just to help out. Throw some oil down. I'm going to light that on fire. Okay. What do we got here? Karazim went Insight. Alright. Somebody should go bottom, I hope. Whoop, I'm going to miss the stun. Take some damage. I'm going to stand in this and heal. I'm going to fire up the Stim Pack right away. And it's only a 40-second cooldown, so I don't have to be super cautious with it. I can be pretty liberal. Now, lots of going on. This looks like this is where Abathur's at. We got a kill on Probius, which is nice. You can do what you want with me there. I'm not too concerned. I can stand in this and get some health back. And I'll take the globe. Thanks very much. So we got, this is the Abathur lane. So you notice Varian, he did some damage. Partly because I allowed him to do some damage, which wasn't too smart of me. I'm going to stand here. Once again, I'm going to heal. Alright. I don't know why we're turning in quite just yet. I gotta watch out. Make sure Sully doesn't get picked off. Okay. We're going to do all the rotation. You guys can go over here. I'm going to hang out mid. We'll take care of this. I want this globe. Thanks very much. Let's do this. Well, I guess it's a good thing that Sylvanas turned in. I'll take all the gems. Oops, I want that. Come back. Thanks. I will go Adhesive Petroleum. I think they're fine up here. We're going to cycle back down because we're losing soak on the bottom. Adhesive Petroleum will mean that my fire... Oh, there's some mines. Let's turn in while I'm here. It means my fire will slow enemies down. That is not how to set stuff on fire. I completely missed that. There we go. I am completely misplayed that. I really wanted to do something like this and stand in it, and I did a really shitty job of that. So that's my fault. Alright, I imagine he's going to come back again. We're going to burn those up. We don't want any of that. Get slowed. That's fine. We're going to turn this in. Hopefully Sylvanas will be okay. I think they're alright. She's pushing hard, so I do want to be careful. I'm going to hang out in this bush for a moment. We'll see if we can get him to pop out. I really burn this more for the heal than anything else. And I'll take the globe. Alright, I want to back off here. Just a little bit of peel. A little bit of peel. This Abathur I can see is going to be kind of a pain with all of the mines, but that's what a good Abathur does. Haven't used my trait yet. There you go. Everybody gets burned, a little bit of slow. Now we do have enough to turn in. Let's see if we can stay here. Let's run some interference. Did we not turn in? We did not turn in for reasons. Here's a slow. We're going to take the quest talent. We're also going to tap the well. There we go. Okay. So what I want to do now is to get enemies in my fire, which will be good for my quest. Let's burn this. This wall's... These towers are down. I didn't even realize that. So that's nice. We're going to cycle down. Can we get Probius here? He looks like he's going to be okay. They saw me coming up. Haven't used my trait yet. Charism is going to cycle at mid, which is fine. That is a good kill by Li Ming. I would like to get one of these two down. I don't know if it's going to happen. No, it's not standing that. Thanks. Set that on fire. A couple of more ticks. I'm gonna go combustion, I think. I think I'm gonna go combustion. Stand in this. Heal up a little bit. Here are a couple of gems. There's Hanzo. Gotta watch out for him. Alright, somebody's gonna come down. We're gonna leave here. Hopefully, they saw me, so I don't want to do that. Let's get in the middle of this. So they know we're here. I don't know what he can do. There you go. Just chase him away. Don't really need to do too much there. Just chase him away. Let Charism get the cap. So there's an Abathur up top. So what we want to do here, we just want to take this down and then bail out is what I would like to do anyway. Sylvanas is super aggressive here. Okay, there that goes. We do have the talent advantage, but they just did cap, so we gotta watch out for it. We're gonna cycle up top. Now that'll slow them down, more slow them down, and there we go. Now that might have been overkill just for one, to fire off the ult just for one person, but it did get the kill, and Probrius is a pain in the ass and can push pretty hard. Alright, Abathur's still up there. Are you still there? Because if you're there, man, I'm gonna go say hello to you. That's fine, you can do what you want. Alright, I need to bail out. Alright, that's my fault. So that is absolutely my fault. So that is me being super greedy, looking for Abathur, and not watching the rotation. So that's poo on me. Really should have been more with the team there. Completely my mistake. I F'd that up. Consider that to be a lesson, I suppose. Not too much damage there from the push. We have all of their first forts down. All of our buildings are still up. They got lots of gems, though. We got to watch out for a turn-in. I'm going to head up here to mid and see what we can do. Oh, that was bad news. Yeah, you got to watch out for that. I don't think I'm going to get there in time to save Li Ming. There we go. Oil. Ugh. That must have been the Abathur clone, which is fine. At level 13 here, I am going to take Fuel Leak. Our team is pushing hard. Ooh. I'm not sure I'm a fan of this because I'm not there. Alright, let's cash in these 5 that I've got right here. Oh, I saw a Ming. That's fine. We'll let her go. We'll let her go. We don't need to do anything. We know Hanzo's there as well. We're going to get a turn-in. They're going to get that camp, though. That's unfortunate. There we go. We cleared those out. None too much trouble. The bottom one got caught over here. I got all my cooldowns up. Big push coming. Oh, that was kind of a waste. Because it really didn't do much. We're going to charge into here. Immediately fire all this off. Fire up the trade too. Now I'm going to back off. Because I'm taking some damage. Fortunately, I don't have the cooldowns here to do anything. Abathur's... No, he's not. He is not long gone. You're gonna get stunned. Yeah, there you go. I thought he would be jetted out by now. Sucks for him.
Let us capture this mercenary camp.
So we got almost the top fort, almost the top keep. We got Abathur a kill, which always makes me happy. I really need to stand in this more. That's part of my problem here. It's 16. So what we're gonna go here, I think I'm gonna go heat treatment. I could see thermal protection being good, but I'll go with heat treatment. We'll see what we can do. I do want to kind of just be in the way of everything as much as I can. I'm going to turn these 4 in. It's not much, but it's something. Actually, no. I see trouble, so I'm going to go help out. Here we go. That should be... There we go. That's a dead panda bear. That is a dead Probius. Take that, Protoss. For the Terrans or something, says the fire bat. Oh, there's an Abathur. I want to go play with you, buddy. Oh, you got away. That is unfortunate, too. That Abathur is wild. He's just all over the place. Alright. Let's go turn in. They're calling for boss. I'm going to turn in first because I don't trust this. And then I'll come play.
These mercenaries could be of use to us.
Hello, friends. We should be able to get this with none too much trouble. And we do. Very good. We got Abathur middle.
Well done.
Should probably push with this. Take the top keep. Alright. I mean, that's too bad that they got the turn in, but we still have all of our buildings up, so I'm not too concerned about this. We're a little split up, though, so I do want to watch out for that. And my cooldowns are up, so I've got everything ready to go. Oh, that was a good stun. See, stunned me out of... see, that was bad. Stunned me out of my charge. That's the thing you need to watch out for. Is you can get stunned out of your charge. As I said, not unstoppable. It was a good arrow. I have not completed my quest yet either. We're gonna run away. We don't want any part of that. I'm gonna tap the well. We do want to be careful because we are down a hero. We're gonna come up here. I don't know what's going on. You're probably dead. You were in... That was just a bad place to be. Yeah, I don't know what Ming was doing there, unfortunately. Super out of position.
The spider closes.
Yeah, back off, back off, back off. That was all my cooldowns. We get lots of push going. Here is the hard camp going mid, which is nice. We still, again, didn't lose any of our buildings, so we're still in a good spot. There's my quest, thanks. I do want to be careful. There we go. Ming goes down, or Lily, I should say. Lily goes down. There's Probius. You're gonna get stunned. Yes, you will. We're gonna slow you down on top of it. You're dead. You better die. There we go. Let's take this fort. Alright. We're gonna go flash fire. We probably could do that. I'm gonna go around the other way, actually.
That was your fault.
Good job. We don't have enough to turn. We do have enough to turn in. But we'll take this first. That's a nice try, but there's not much going on there. We probably should back off. Oop. That's fine, I'll just heal through all of that. Yeah, back off, back off. Let's hit the turn in. We've got a push down here. It looks like they finally got one of our first buildings. Jaina is going to go bottom to take those mercs on top of it. Is she going to start it in time? She is. she's gonna get it in time. There we go. Good, good. That's what I want to do. I wanted to clear that out. So we get lots of push here on the bottom Merc, on the bottom Webweaver. Webweaver is going to end up way over here, which is pretty nice. I am on my way to the team. Careful, team. I'm not quite there just yet, and they're all alive, so we do want to be careful. I do have my cooldowns up, though. That is not a good place to be. You're all slow. Oh man, they're super. My team is just like super in there. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Gonna get killed. I need to heal. We're gonna stand there for a moment. There we go. Alright. There is Hanzo. Can we hit him? We do hit him. Set him on fire. And you're dead. Yes, that's game. Well done. Well, I got myself killed the one time. Otherwise, I think we did okay. Pretty much of a clean sweep there. And Karazim with MVP action. Very nice. We'll give him a vote. I liked it. I liked it. Let's look. Stats. Yeah, it's about right. So lots of damage taken. He is pretty beefy. Jaina did all of the damage, which is kind of be expected. It's a really good map for her. Karazim didn't die, so he also healed a lot too, which is quite nice. Most hero damage from Abathur. Hanzo was second, which is about what I expected. He had looks like all the wave clear. Yeah, about the way I expected the map to go. Let's take a quick peek at the talents. Level 1 over here, as my mouse is going all over the place. Level 1, I went Neural Stim Pack. I wanted to go kind of auto-attacky build, but against Lili, I was less enthused about that. So I went Neural Stim Pack, both for the extra mana boost and for the cooldown reduction, just to be able to cast some stuff more often. Level 4, Adhesive Petroleum. Enemies who stand in the fire, basically the oil, or after it's set on fire, they're still slowed. So you don't have to make those decisions on whether or not you want to light up the oil or not. You light it up, and then you can stand in it, and the enemies are still going to be slowed. Not quite 40%, but it's still quite enough. At level 7 went Grill and Kill. Went the quest talent here. Enemies who get damaged by the oil spill 60 times. The reward is the duration of the ignite is 2 seconds, and the damage increased. Again, the damage, at least from my standpoint, is not what I'm going for. I want the duration. I want more slow, since I comboed it here with, Adhesive Petroleum. More heal, because I'm going to stand in more often. At 10, Combustion. My mouse is going crazy. I don't know what's going on with that. Combustion channel for up to 2.6 seconds. Enemies are slowed once it fires, and they take damage over time afterwards. Fuel leak at 13, which leaves oil in my wake whenever I jet, and if I hit anybody, it drops it at their feet, which then I can then instantly ignite, so that's quite nice. At 16, Heat Treatment, heal for 75% of the damage dealt by Pyromania, which is my trait. And then at 20 is Flash Fire. While channeling Combustion, my movement speed is normal, and enemies are slowed, which makes it a lot easier to hit. So there's Blaze in a nutshell. So no, other than the charge, no super direct peel. He does have a bit of engage with the charge, and he can slow people down with the fire, which is good enough to secure some kills. If we go back here, I didn't get a whole lot of kills myself, but I did do pretty well with the assist category, I think. I think I did okay. We were this team was actually really aggressive, and it could have been a lot worse, all things considered. I'm surprised the Probius got killed 6 times. So that's Blaze in a nutshell. Thankfully, it was a good win for us. Anyhow, let me know what you think, if you would have picked anything different. I'll probably do a new A to Z series since 2018, starting from Abathur, and kind of just play some games and give you a quick rundown without going into quite as much in depth as I did previously, barring complete total reworks or something like that, and maybe new heroes. But yeah, so that's all. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.